What is up, guys? Mounty here from MountGT, back again with another video. And yesterday, Sony dropped System Software version 7 for the PS4 and PS4 Pro, bringing a lot of improvements such as 16-player party chats and improvements for HDR-compatible TVs. But one of the biggest things that dropped in the new update was support for remote play on all Android devices, not just Sony's own Xperia line of smartphones. In today's video, we're going to jump into it, show you guys how it works, how to get it set up, and I'll give you guys my thoughts about it and how well it works. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Alrighty guys, so before we begin the setup on our phone, which I'll show you guys in just a second, you want to make sure that your PS4 is set up and ready. So obviously the first thing you'll need to do is make sure that PS4 System Update 7.0 is installed. As you can see, I installed it yesterday at 4:03 p.m. So you want to make sure that you are running the latest version of the PS4 system software. This will not work if you're not using system version 7.0, and obviously some other network features don't work either. So make sure your PS4 is updated. Then you want to go into settings. You want to scroll down to remote play connection settings and make sure remote play is enabled. Now, if you've used remote play before on your computer, or you have a Sony Xperia smartphone, or you've owned one in the past, you probably already have remote play enabled, but just make sure that you keep remote play, or make sure that remote play is enabled before you begin. You also might want to stay on this screen because in case there is an error later on, you can go ahead and hit add device, and it'll bring up a code where you can manually input the code into your device and set up your phone with remote play. So let's go ahead and hop over to our phone, which is in my case going to be the Essential phone, and show you guys how to get this stuff set up. Alright, so we are now onto the phone portion of this setup process. So you're going to need an Android device running Android 5.0 or above, and if you want to use your PS4 controller, you're obviously going to need a PS4 controller, as well as a device running, I believe Sony said, Android 10. Now, I have gotten the DualShock 4 to work on Android devices that are running previous versions of Android, but it is not very good, it's not very reliable. So if you want to use your PS4 controller with your device running remote play, make sure you have Android 10 installed. If you don't have a device that supports Android 10, there are touchscreen controls in the remote play application. And I'll show you how to connect your PS4 controller to your Android device if you don't already know how to. So to download the app, just hop into the Play Store and type in remote play. You can just type in remote play, you don't have to type in anything specific. Just type in remote play and it will be the first thing that comes up, PS4 remote play. So we're going to go ahead and tap on that. I've already got it installed. And you can see in the update released on October 8th, version 3.0 of the Android app at least, it now supports mobile devices other than Sony's own Xperia line. And then you can see that DualShock 4 controllers can be used with some mobile devices that have Android 10 or later installed. My Essential phone is, of course, running the latest version of Android 10 with the October security patch. So again, make sure your phone is updated, make sure you have enough storage. Go ahead and install the Remote Play app. So I go ahead and open it. It'll load up. Now, if we go to settings here, we've got some different settings here. You can sign in, so it'll automatically detect your primary PS4 from your account. You've got vibration on touch for the touchscreen controls. You can adjust the video quality depending on your Wi-Fi. Now, I would recommend using 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi and having your PS4 connect hardwired. So as you can see, I am connected to a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network, and my PS4, although you can't see it, is connected over Ethernet. So we'll play around with these different resolution settings. I haven't played around with it too much, but with 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi and a hardwired connection on your PS4, you should be able to use one of the higher up settings, so high or maybe even best if you have a really good internet connection. Then you can also choose the frame rate, so you can do standard or high, which again will depend on your internet connection on both your mobile device and your PS4. Also, keep in mind that if you turn it to high, it will turn off screen recording on your PS4. So if you are gaming remotely and you want to record some clips, that won't be possible if you select some of the higher up options. So we're going to go ahead and go back here. You can also use the keyboard on your phone to enter text. So if you're sending a chat to one of your friends, you can do that. You've got a check for your NAT type and some information about the app. So if we tap sign in here, it might bring up a sign in pop up, but for me, since I have the PlayStation app installed and I've signed into that, it'll automatically pull that from the app. So to connect to your PS4, you simply hit start. It'll search the internet for your PS4 and do first time registration. So I'll come back when it has registered. Alright, so as you can see, it is now registering and it is now connecting to the PS4, and it tells you that when the connection is about to be lost, this icon is displayed. And I can see on my TV, although you can't see it right now, it says that Mawanadogby has connected to this system using Remote Play. And in just a moment, we will see our PS4's display on our phone. And boom, there it is. So it gives you a little tutorial about how to use the touchscreen controls. So you can operate the analog sticks by touching the bottom of the screen. You can use the control panel, and that's pretty much it. So we can rotate our device here, and we have our PS4. So I can hit the back button here to go back. And I'm getting a little bit of feedback, and we can hop into a game if we want to. So let's go ahead and hop into Project Cars 2. And boom, we're in the game. So you can hear that the audio is coming from my phone. It is a little skippy, but as you can see, it looks pretty smooth. There's not very much input lag. I'm watching it from my TV, and there's a very little input lag here. And you can tap at the very top to use the touchpad, and I'll show you how all that works. So we can go ahead and hop into private testing and hit start. And I'll come back when this is loaded up and I'll show you guys how everything works. Alright, so we are in the game. Let's go ahead and lower the volume of my phone a little bit. So as you can see, this is Project Cars 2 running on my phone, but of course from my PS4. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Now obviously this isn't ideal. I have my braking up here. I use the touchpad button to change views, even though that's not working right now for whatever reason. But yeah, so you have all your controls on screen. I can go ahead and shift up with square. That's what I use to shift up. Then hold R2. And as you can see, everything is working the way it is supposed to. Now obviously this is not ideal because you're using the touchscreen to control everything, and you can't do everything at once like you normally would be able to with a normal controller. So now we're going to show you how to connect the controller to the device and use that with Remote Play. So we're going to go ahead and go back. We're going to disconnect from the PS4. And I'm going to rotate back here. And it says on the screen that I disconnected from Remote Play, but obviously if you're using Remote Play, you probably won't even see that. So now we're going to connect our controller to our phone. Alrighty guys, so we are back on the PS4 home screen, and so there's really only one thing we need to do with our PS4, and that is turn off the PS4 controller. Now there are two ways you can do this. You can simply just hold down the PS button until the controller turns off and the light turns off, but what I like to do is I hold the PS button down, go to Sound/Devices, turn off device, and hit cross on DualShock 4, and as you can see, the controller is off. That is the first step that we need to take in order to connect it to our phone. Now, once you have turned off your PS4 controller, make sure that it is turned completely off. You want to go ahead and hop into the Bluetooth settings of your Android device. And you want to go ahead and, so I've already got it paired, so we'll unpair it, just forget it, just to show you guys how this works. And we're going to go ahead and hit connect to new device. So we've got a few different things showing up here. I don't know what that is. I know that is my smart TV, the TV that is sitting right next to me. So in order to put your PS4 controller in Bluetooth pairing mode, which is also what you'd want to do if you bought a brand new controller and you're connecting it to the console for the first time, unless you want to just plug it in, what you want to do is hold down the share button, hold that down first, and then hold down the PS button until the light bar starts flashing rapidly, just like that. And here, it will pop up as wireless controller. If we tap on wireless controller, you can see that this has now turned blue and it is connected to the PS4 controller. Now, one cool little tidbit about the PS4 controller, at least on Android devices, is that the touchpad, I'm dragging my finger around on the touchpad, can be used as a mouse, which is really cool. So I can cover it up the sensor there. But as you can see, I'm moving my finger around on the touchpad and it is acting like a mouse. And clicking the touchpad acts like a click on a mouse, which is pretty cool. So now we're going to go back into the Remote Play app, and I can control it with my PS4 controller, as you can see here. So if I hit cross, it is now researching for the PS4. So we will come back once it connects. Alrighty, so once again it is attempting to connect to the PS4 and we're in. So I'm just going to go ahead and rotate it again. And now if we back up a little bit here, got my PS4 controller right here, got my phone up here, and you can see that I'm moving the controller here and it is directly connected to my phone and acting as the controller. Now unfortunately the touchpad will not click, so if I hop into the game here, I hit OK. Unfortunately, the touchpad does not work and it is acting like a click. As you can see, it's acting like a click on my phone, but I can still tap the touchpad, double tap to click the touchpad to change views, which is what I have it set to. Now obviously with this connected, there's no rumble and the controller speaker does not work, but as you can see, I am playing Project Cars 2 running on my PS4. Oop, yeah. This isn't exactly the best way to play from behind a camera, but it gets the job done. Obviously, ideally, you'd have the phone propped up somewhere, maybe attached to a little mount on the controller. I promise I drive better than this in this game. There it is, getting a little smoother. It's very, very difficult to play from behind the camera. But as you can see, it's pretty smooth. And there's very, very little input lag. Considering that this is over Bluetooth and my phone is connected over Wi-Fi, but since my PS4 is hardwired and this is 5 GHz Wi-Fi, it's a very pleasant experience. So if, for example, one of your parents is using the TV, or not even just a parent, someone is using the TV, and you want to squad up with your buddies, you can simply connect your PS4 controller to your device and play whatever game it is that you want to play. The PS button and everything works perfectly fine. All the sticks work. The L1 and R1 as well as LT and RT, they all work. Everything works the way it is intended to. And when you're done, you can hold down the PS button, go to power, and enter rest mode on your PS4, all from your phone. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys want to see anything else specific within Remote Play, you want to see me do anything in particular with the PS4 controller, obviously this can be used to play other games on the phone, not just used for PS4 Remote Play. But if you guys would want to see anything like that, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below and I will make it happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're able to use this to help you get Remote Play up and running on your Android device. Again, make sure you have an Android device running at least Android 5.0 to use the app, and at least Android 10, which is the highest right now, in order to successfully use the PS4 controller. If you guys are able to get it working on anything below 10, make sure to let me know, and I'll throw that information down in the description. I will link to the app in the description below, both for Android and iOS if you happen to be watching this video and you've watched it all the way to the end. My links to Twitter and Instagram will also be in the description below. Make sure to follow me for some semi-regular updates and information about new videos, as well as behind the scenes, camera samples, things like that. I am still working on the Essential Phone review. Bear with me, guys. In school, it takes a lot of time, but I will get that out for you guys as soon as possible. I've got an iPhone 11 video, that's right, iPhone 11 video coming very soon around Thanksgiving. Not very soon, but around Thanksgiving, so be sure to stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, have a great day.